Hello everyone! Today I have a new look. This is going to be a Greige look. It's very soft and wearable, and I hope that you guys like it. The palette I'm using is the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. This is the perfect palette for these grayish sort of colors. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to do my whole foundation with you here. I'm using the Jane Iredale Smoothing Primer. This is really more of like a moisturizer to me, but I'm going to apply that all over my skin. I do have oily skin and I didn't really find that this helped with that, but it's smoothed. Next, I'm going to apply my lip balm. I am going to have all of the products listed down below. For foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the matte one. And I have a little bit of a trick. I'm using vitamin E oil mixed with it. You only need 1 drop, but 2 drops accidentally came out. But that's okay. I'm going to take a foundation brush and blend those onto my skin, really just spreading it around. And later I'm going to blend it with a different brush, but this brush is really just to help blend the mixture that I made all over my skin. Now I'm going to use this dual fiber brush, and I'm really just lightly spreading this around, just using the white part. For concealer, I'm going to use the Fit Me concealer. This is really just for any spots and blemishes that I have all over my skin. And I'm using a concealer brush to blend that out. And really, I'm just tapping it all over. I'm just tapping, not pushing the product anywhere, because I just want it to blend and still stay in that area. And I find that tapping is the best motion for that. I'm going to use a different concealer under my eyes. I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is an HD concealer and I really like it. You do have to hold down this little part here so that it can come up, but other than that, it's a really good product and I really like it, and especially for the price, it's just awesome. So I'm placing that under my eyes, and this concealer does not crease at all, especially in the under eye area. It's very hydrating and it just stays there all day. I'm taking that same brush that I was using before and blending it out. And then I go in with that dual fiber brush that I used initially with the concealer foundation to blend that out. To set my under eye area, I'm using the Brightening Veil by Bare Minerals and a e.l.f. blush brush. I like using this for under the eyes because it really sets that product and it helps to brighten. Now I'm going to use a cream blush. This is from Sonia Kashuk and it is a warm blush. That is the key with Greige products. You have to make sure that you use some sort of like a warm base. So I'm placing this in my contour area to really warm up my skin because, like I said, I want it to be wearable and not look like very ashy or just gray. I want it to still look alive. So I am contouring my nose, my cheekbones, my jawline, just everywhere really. Contouring is my favorite thing. I do this on a daily basis, but it depends whatever you want to do. Taking a buffing brush, I'm going to buff that contour. And I really want to make sure that you don't see any lines or streaks and spend a lot of time doing this. All right, now I'm going to set that bronzer with a powder bronzer. This is Park Avenue Princess by Tarte. And I like using a dome brush for this. But again, this bronzer is warm and it really will work very nicely with the Greige. Using a Laura Geller blush, and this is a very warm and almost like peachy blush. Taking a very large blush brush, and I'm just putting that in the apples of my cheeks. Again, you don't want to go with a mauve. You don't want to go with colors that are not too warm. Moving on to the eyes, I'm using my Too Faced Shadow Insurance. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer. And I'm just placing that all over my lids. I'm going to let that settle and go ahead and brush out my brows. This is the NYX brow pencil. and I really, really like it. Taking the other side, and it's very, very fine and very much of a micro brow brush. I'm going to fill in my brows. And then to set that, I'm using the NYX tint, and this is just like a liquid tint for the brows. Sometimes I just use this when I don't want to use the pencil if I'm in a hurry. All right, now I'm going to take the first color. I'm using that big, huge paddle brush and taking that yellow color at the top. It's one of the big colors, and I use this also to brighten my under eyes sometimes. Taking a bit of a smaller eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into the next big color there. And as you can see, it's very powdery, but I really like it. And it's the Greige color. I'm tapping that all over my lid area. And this is just going to be the lid color. Taking a fluffy blending brush, I'm going to go into this sandy camel color. And I'm going to place that just above my crease because I really want to have a warm base, as I mentioned before. This is what's really going to help this look become very wearable, especially if you have a warmer skin tone and you still want to play with the grayish colors. Now taking a dome pencil brush, I'm going to dip it into this other, like this is the gray color, and it's very matte, and I'm going to place this in my crease area. This is what's going to help the grayish color on my lid really stand out and look, gray. I'm placing this under the eye area as well, and then I'm going to blend it out with a blending brush and spend a lot of time doing this because these are two very separate tones. Now I'm going to take a smaller eyeshadow brush and back into that camel color, and I'm going to place this on the lower lash line. This is also going to help my eye look brighter. Now I'm taking black, and I'm sorry it's blurry, but I'm just taking black and placing it in the very outer portion of my crease. And then I'm going back into that camel color and back into the grayish color just to really make sure that it looks very bright. Now there's a vanilla color down at the bottom. I'm just using that for my brows. And I will list all of the products that I use below. Taking a pencil brush, I'm just using the black to tightline and define my eyes. Here you can see the difference. And I'm just making a little bit of a larger line. There we go. All right, so I had a little bit of fallout, so I used that yellow powder and really just brushed that away. Since I was already there, I went ahead and used my favorite highlighter. This is the Champagne Pop by Becca. And now we're back onto the eyes. I'm going to line my eyes with the NYC liquid liner. This is an awesome liner. I've never used it before, and I'm super impressed. So there, the eyes are done. Now I'm going to use the Voluminous Superstar mascara. This is the primer. It's like a 2-in-1. I will say I didn't really like it, but I do have a review coming on this soon. So there, the eyes are done. You can add false lashes if you want, but I really don't want to. Here you can see it's grayish, but it still is wearable with the camel color. Moving on to the lips, I'm using this Revlon liquid lipstick, and this is supposed to be matte, but it doesn't go on too matte, but I really do like it. Again, you don't want to go with a grayish lipstick when you're going to do this type of eye because it's just too much, I feel. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Stay fancy!